Hello, everyone, and welcome to Having to Roll to Death Saves Do Us Pass. Death Saves Do Us Part, and today we're continuing our Do Us Pass. This is only episode what?
You're doing
19?
Great.
This is only episode what? 19? I'm sorry. It is really hot here in the UK. Like, especially when you're in like a cold country and you don't have any AC. Anyway, start again. Welcome to Having to Roll Till Death Saves Do Us Part, our tabletop role-playing gaming series. Today we're continuing our campaign, The Land of Vampires. My name is Oliver. I'm going to be your storyteller and dungeon master for today. With me is my player, Robin. Robin, do you have any announcements for us today?
Hey everyone, so as well as catching us here on Twitch every Sunday, well usually every Sunday for our D&D game, but this week on our Saturday, every Thursday for our Just Chatting stream, and every Friday for Oliver's gaming stream, we're also on all other forms of social media. You can find all the links for these in the About Us section here on our Twitch page. We also have a growing Discord community that we would love for you to come and be a part of. That can be found by !Discord in the chat, or just by following the Discord button in our About Us section. And that's everything.
Thank you very much, Robin, for that. Right, jump straight back into a game of D&D with my recap. Last time, Annelisse and Varuk headed north to seek the heart of the lost fane of Arduin, the Lady of the Mountains. On the road, they had another run-in with the White Lancers. This time, though, they gained a companion in the form of a warg that may or may not have been given a name. They came across a recently abandoned camp soon after, where they rested until a feral werewolf jumped out and attacked them from the woods. After a fight with a werewolf, a human man called Vik arrives and pleads with the party to leave the werewolf alone. He explains that it is a woman that has recently contracted the curse of lycanthropy and is going through her first transformation. Is also when they are their most contagious as well. He also explains that the werewolves of Steimhorod are under new leadership of a new alpha male named Tavian. Tavian has the agenda of infecting as many citizens of Steimhorod as possible. Their den is in the mountains close by, in a place called Wolf's Head's Peak. The summit is also the only place in Steimhorod where a critical reagent of the cure can be found, i.e. moon dust. So Annelisse, last time you said goodbye to Vik because you didn't. You were like, "Yeah, it's fine. I don't need you to come," even though he offered to come and help because he was a scholar of lycanthropy from the nearby settlement. But you were like, no, it's fine. It's cool. We'll just head up. He did give you some potions, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah, 2 greater healing, I think it was. Yes, 2 greater healing. I'm just trying to find the name. The matriarch, the one. No, Selene. Selene is the one that we're looking for. Is that right?
Selene, yes.
So, okay, and silver. Got it. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so after some time traveling over the following day, the next night arrives. You had used sending, I believe, at the end of the following day to speak to Kalina. So coming to the close of that day, it is current. Well, let's say it is early mid-afternoon, and go on.
Of the day that I cast sending, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes, because you saw your objective just at the end of the last session. So
just make sure my spell slots are up to date.
Yes. So let's say it's like mid late afternoon, and you can actually see the moon at this time of day as well. it's a little bit less kind of foggy, if you like, as you're used to seeing in Steimhorod. As you'll start ascending the foothills of the mountainside until you come across this path and you see a peak that resembles a wolf with its head thrown back, howling at the moon.
You know, I like how it's like all miserable and cloudy the whole time we're here. And then when we find out there's a pack of like wild werewolves, the sky decides to be all nice and clear and show us a beautiful big moon. Like that just doesn't seem fair.
It seems convenient, right?
It seems like very convenient, but
yeah.
Well, that to me looks like a big wolf's head. So that must be where the wolves are. Unless, of course, it's like a distraction, like, oh, look, come over to the wolf head because this is obviously where the wolves are. Haha, we were in the trees all along.
That's actually a really good point.
It is a good point.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess we walk up and we look for this, well, we need to find this moon dust. Like, I don't even know what moon dust is or what it's going to look like. I mean, for someone who was like a scholar studying lycanthropy, he doesn't seem to have enough information on what moon dust actually looks like.
Well, I don't know how often they would be able to get it. I doubt it's a coincidence that the werewolves live on the same peak that the cure is found.
Oh, maybe they use it as like, oh, I know, I got an idea, right, okay. Maybe they use it as like a punishment for their own, because like, what would be punishment for a werewolf who likes to be a werewolf? Aha, we're going to turn you back into person now, and then we can like, do whatever we want. We could kill you, but we turn you to person first. Maybe they keep it somewhere because of that.
Yeah, you may have a point. It's unless they just, roll up some parchment and, tell them off that way.
The bad wolf.
Oh,
dear. Well, either way, if I was living somewhere where there was something like a plant or a dust or a rock or something that could perhaps change everything about me, and I did not want that, I would go out of my way to make sure that it was all collected and locked away somewhere. I wouldn't just leave it out on the ground. That seems like, short-sighted.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean.
So, we sneak. We go very quiet, very sneaky. We start heading up. We see what we see. And then I could perhaps, send message to Selene.
Yeah. Yeah, well, how close do you need to be for that?
Only like 100, well, I don't touch, well, no, about 100 yards. I need to kind of like, see her because I don't know her. So I need to try and figure that out.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that we said we'd come here and help, but we have our own mission. We have our own quest that we need to sort out. We're supposed to be heading to the mountains.
I don't know. I'm pretty drawn to that cave, and you can feel the inexorable pull towards the direction of Wolf's Head Peak, the same way that you were drawn to the campsite before.
Okay, well, let's start heading that way then. But if we're unable to get it, if we're unable to find it, we continue on our mission. It's more important. We can deal with wolves after. And she'll start going in the direction of the cave.
Okay, so you're heading up. So the cave entrance is basically at the peak of one of the smaller mountains. So you're going to have to climb your way up there. How are you approaching? You did say stealthy earlier, but you let me know how you're approaching.
So she is going stealthy. She's going to achieve that by basically just being really cautious about where she's walking. And if she needs to climb, she's going to look around the area and try to find sort of an area to climb on that's not so loose, so that she's not going to like knock rocks and things down. And then I think she actually does have some tools that might actually assist her in climbing. Because she's got where is it? Sorry, I'm just trying to find it. It's because she's got like a kit.
Pittons and that.
She's got like
pack.
That's it, Dungeoneer's pack.
Yeah.
I think she's got a Dungeoneer's pack. I just can't find it in my inventory. But oh wait, does she? She must do, because you either get a Dungeoneer's pack or a other one.
I can't remember whether you have like pittons and climbing gear in any of those for the starter gear.
You do. In one of them you do.
I can soon find out.
Okay, let me quickly Google it. I'm sorry, it's not in my inventory.
It's okay.
Dungeoneer's pack 5e. I can't quite remember if she's got a Dungeoneer's pack or not. 10 pittons.
All right, okay, yeah.
Hemp and rope, crowbar, backpack. I'm sure it's a Dungeoneer's pack she's got. It doesn't say it on her inventory though, but she must do.
Well, it should do if you've had it. It's fine. We can figure out.
Basically, yeah, she's going stealthily and she's going to try and like climb up.
Yeah, because you should, when you create the character on D&D Beyond, it should have just added everything in.
Yeah, that's what I thought, it seems to
if you selected start equipment, it should all be there.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, she's going to try and figure out a way of climbing up there stealthily.
Okay. It's a climb. It's a mountain. It's not just like a little tree that you're trying to climb. So I do want a Constitution saving throw for the pair of you. Yes.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 2 for Annelisse. +3 is 5. And Farouk, there's 2 character sheets from, that must be that one. I'm going to roll this. I think there's something wrong with this Constitution thing on this.
Oh.
It says Con is the one that he's meant to be like extra good at. I'm sure he was like a +5 or something there before.
Oh,
anyway, it says +2. I rolled a 12, so it's 14 for him.
Okay. We can have a look at that again if you want. This is a 14?
Yes, 14 for
Okay,
Farouk.
he passes, you fail. Unfortunately. So as you, it doesn't matter because he passed anyways, but we'll figure that out because that obviously might affect stuff later on. So as you're making your way further up this mountain, it gets pretty hard. You're not used to mountaineering, let's say. Varuk is a little bit more, possibly a little bit more prepared. You get up the mountain, but you have a point of exhaustion.
What does that do?
Point of exhaustion, disadvantage on your checks. So I think it's disadvantage on checks and attacks, I believe. I have looked it up about 1 million times and I always have to double check.
Disadvantage on all checks and attacks.
No, I didn't say attacks.
I thought you said attacks.
No. Disadvantage on ability checks. And I said I can't remember whether it's attacks or not. But that's like 3 levels of exhaustion.
Right. So disadvantage on all ability checks.
All ability checks.
Got it.
So, as you, the easiest approach to the mountain leads directly to the mouth of the actual cave itself.
Wait, where's Mr. Snuffles?
That's a good point. Where is Mr. Snuffles? Do you want to leave him down the bottom? Because he's going to have to make a con save as well.
I'll leave him down the bottom with instructions to just like hide out somewhere. I think he should be fine.
He's just gonna hang out.
Okay, he's gonna hang out.
Okay, he's gonna hang out. So you tie him up and you say, "Wait." He's like, "Mrr." And you head up the mountain. Mm-hmm. You get to the top of the mountain. You're pretty exhausted. So the easiest approach up the mountain will lead you directly to the wolf's head. mouth, which also serves as what looks like the front of this den. And you can see that there is a ladder that is placed right at the cave's entrance. And there is a bit of a climb up this ladder onto a platform that you can't actually see over the top of. That leads into the wolf's mouth.
Okay, so trying to think of the best way to do this. First of all, climbing that ladder is stupid. We're not climbing the ladder. We need to find a different way. It looks very dangerous. Okay, I'm trying. Sorry, I'm trying to think of a way here. It's like I don't know what the best option is here, and now I feel like very, very tired, and like that climb really got to me.
It does also look like if you could go like up, it's a little bit more tricky, but you could go up and around if you like, around the side.
Okay.
But obviously the easiest way would just be go up the ladder onto the ledge.
Right, okay. I'm going to do something. I'm going to try something. It might be a stupid thing and might, blast through my very few spell slots, but let's do it. I think the best option now, I go to turn myself invisible. And if I turn myself invisible, I can climb up that ladder, have a look around. You stay down here, like in the shadows, like a little bit more hidden.
Yeah, sure.
Actually, I might be able to turn us both invisible. Let me have a quick look and see, just in my spell notes. I always forget these.
Good thing you have them written down.
Right? Oh, I can turn us both invisible. How good is that? So we can both be invisible for an hour. Isn't that just great?
It is great.
So we can make us both invisible, and then we could go really, really quietly, and hopefully we will figure something out. But I'm serious, Baruch. Get up there. This gets hairier than we thought then, and I don't mean hairy as in the wolves are hairy. I mean like this gets dangerous. We're out of here. We're going, and we're going to continue on our original quest, okay?
Yeah, the original quest.
Yes. Right. Okay, you need to give me like your hand or something. I need to touch you.
Yeah, sure. Okay, he gives you your hand. He gives you your hand. He gives you words
Not
today.
my hand.
Words today.
Your hand.
Here's my hand.
Okay. She takes his hand and she casts invisibility on both of them.
Okay.
At level 3.
Level 3. So you are now both invisible as you watch as Varuk disappears in front of your eyes.
Okay, now we're going to really, really quietly head over to the ladder and we're going to start climbing. So I'm trying to do this as stealthily as possible.
Okay, roll me stealth checks. I think you get to do that with... Do you get to do that with advantage, possibly?
We're invisible, so we should be able to get to do it with advantage, which means Annelisse should be able to do it as a straight roll.
Yes. Go for it.
Almost like a plan deck.
Almost.
Oh, I rolled a 19. Plus stealth is 6. That's 25 for Annelisse.
Mm-hmm.
And Baruch, let's see, what's his stealth? I guess it'll just be +2, I think.
Yeah, dexterity.
So first roll was a 19.
Mm-hmm.
Second roll is a 9. So we'll go for 19. So he's got 21 for stealth.
21. That's nice. Okay, so you start climbing. So as you're climbing up, and it's dark currently. It's basically dusk, if you like. As you're climbing up this ladder, as you get near the top, you can hear unmistakable sounds of snoring.
This might be easier than I thought. Okay. We'll get to the top.
Yep.
Off the ladder, onto the ledge.
As you get onto the ledge, you see a large werewolf sleeping on its back, legs in the air, snoring away. And you can see into the cave, and it is lit inside the cave.
She tiptoes past the sleeping werewolf and through into the cave.
Okay, as you walk into the cave, you're actually met with a corridor that leads straight down. Behind you, obviously, is the exit out. There is a route that seems to slope downward to your right. Another one that seems to slope upward and open up to your left. Ahead of you seems quite dark. Something's drawing you to the left.
I think that we should go left. I don't know why, but I said to O'Neill that, I would just follow my gut going forward. So let's head to the left.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I can feel it too.
Okay. Heading off to the left.
Okay. As you walk into the left-hand side, as it kind of sweeps upward, and then round to your right again, it opens up into a chamber. And straight away, you can see that a large fire spews black smoke into the ceiling of this large room, or large cave, that winds its way through a small opening right at the back of the cave. One thing that really catches your eye is there is a hyper-realistic mural that's carved into the back wall behind the fire. And the mural depicts a beautiful fey woman standing atop of a mountain, which is comprised of all different types of creatures. Think like the Tree of Life.
Okay, yeah.
But it's a mountain, basically. And right at the top, at her sides, one either side, are two very large wolves. The Fae's head is in a profile, and where her eye would be is a shining ruby with the weird coloring over it, and the ruby calls to you.
What's the betting that is, exactly what we need to bring her back?
Yeah, that's the heart of the mountain.
That is the heart of the mountain. To bring back Arduin. The wolves either side of her. This is not like some kind of, they hate her here. This is a shrine to her. This is beautiful. This is art. It's why would they have a fire lit in here? There's no need to do that. That's a lot of work. Somebody's coming in here doing this. This is a shrine to her. Perhaps the wolves want her back.
Yeah, looks like it.
I could just take that and continue on our own path. Or perhaps we find the wolves who may want to talk and we speak to them. If they want her back, we could work together, bring her back.
Yeah, as you're having this hushed discussion, you see a figure that is almost silhouetted by the fire at the back end of the room. You see a tall, muscular woman. She has kind of tangled dreadlocks, and she sits in a kind of religious, kind of cross-legged religious exaltation at the foot of the mural. And she sits, and if you look closely, you can almost see like her eyes are just rolling in the back of her head as she meditates. Between you and her, there are a couple of bridges as well. There's water that runs through this cavern as well. Just small streams, nothing that you would struggle just to stroll through.
Okay. I need to find Solane, but I don't know how to know if that's Solane over there.
I guess we have to make the decision of do we just, try and take it and run, or we're gonna have to reveal ourselves, right?
We could take it and run. It'd probably be quite easy, actually. We're completely invisible. They wouldn't see us. She's not paying attention. We could probably take it and just go. But that would send a pack of wolves after us. It would also not help them either. If they can help us, we should try that. Okay, I'm going to try something. This is a bad idea. You know, I could trick her.
What you have in mind?
She's meditating. She is focusing on this mural. What if I were to speak to her in her head? Nothing too complicated, but just enough to make her think that she was being spoken to. It might be quite dangerous and quite tricky and may reveal us, but we could try.
Hey, I'll follow your lead. Whatever you want to try.
Okay. She casts message.
That drops your invisibility, right?
Wait. I was just about to say, let me just double check.
You cast a spell, it drops it.
Oh, okay. Let me rethink that then. We move back into the little like alleyway, like I don't know what to call it, but like the road that we were on just before going into that room, so that we're quite hidden. And a quick checker and make sure there's no other like wolves or anything there.
Do a perception check.
I rolled a 2 again. Plus whatever my perception is. Perception is 6, so that is an 8.
You can't, apart from the crackling of the fire and the smell of the smoke. Can't notice much.
Okay. Right, this is my idea. I'm thinking. If I do this, we're going to be seen. But what if I do a message into our head saying something like, if you really want to help me, you will help the strangers that will approach soon. They are on a mission to bring me back. Then wait a few seconds and then walk in.
What, you mean like don't eat us. We're coming in to speak to you. That kind of thing.
Well, I thought I would maybe try and trick her and make her think that, the person's name that I keep forgetting, speaking to her. Arduin.
Yeah.
Got to just, make a note of that. Arduin. So I can make her think that Arduin is speaking to her because she is meditating under a mural to her. I don't know. More and more, I think we just take it and run.
Doesn't matter how invisible we are, we're still going to have to get up there and take it. The actual, what you suspect is the heart of the mountain is quite high up on the wall. It's like just out of arm's reach.
Okay. Right, how about this? We walk past her and we keep going. We know that the heart is there. We get more information first. We don't just jump and do that. We see what else it is down here. We see if we can find this cure. If we find that first, then we might have something that can protect us against them. Okay, so she's going to carry on going stealthily, and she's going to head on and go past the meditating woman.
Okay, if you go through to the other side of the hall, there's actually a staircase that's tucked away behind where the mural is that leads upward.
Okay, so this little opening there's a fire, and then there's a path at the back with a woman in front of it, and then a staircase.
If you can imagine, like, a big cave. On the other side of the cave, slightly to the left, there's a slight raise, a fire, and then a mural behind. And then if you go around to the right of all that, and then behind it, there's a set of stairs.
I thought of something totally different. We'll head over towards the stairs.
Okay, so I want another stealth check.
Okay.
From the pair of you. With advantage.
Oh, that's not good. That's really good, but it doesn't matter. So for Annelisse, we get a 21. And for Varuk, we get a 8.
An 8.
Yeah.
Okay. As you tiptoe towards the stairs, you hear a voice coming from behind you in the direction of the woman that is cross-legged. I can smell you. Come speak to me.
You promise you're not going to eat us?
There's no reply.
Okay, that's maybe she said yes. Drops the invisibility.
As you drop the invisibility, the eyes come back into focus of the woman, and she points at the two of you. Yes, you have arrived. Come, speak to me. Finally, you've arrived.
Yes, we have arrived.
Come.
Who are we to you? What? Okay. And she comes over and walks over to the woman.
Come, sit. Varuk kind of awkwardly sits by the fire.
And she sits down.
The wolf mother spoke to me, and she has chosen you.
The wolf mother? Who is the wolf mother?
Well, she is, our patron. She watches over us. She's the one who created us. She has long communicated through feelings and shadows, through the glowing embers of the fires that you see before you. But now she speaks clearly to me, clearer than she's ever spoken before. She's proclaimed you as our pack.
Oh, okay. What, you said that she is wolf mother. Does she have a name?
Just the wolf mother.
And she points to the mural. Is that her there?
Yes, that is our wolf mother.
I know her from a different name. I believe that may have been one of the 4 sisters named Arduin. Does that make any sense to you?
I'm afraid it doesn't, but one such as the wolf mother may have other names.
Well, the purpose of what we're actually trying to do is we're trying to bring her back. Trying to help her.
Back?
Yes.
From where?
Well, to my knowledge, she once walked these lands. You know, she was a physical being. But, you know, because of the curse on the lands, she's trapped. I've already freed her sister. Her sister sent me here.
Sister? I'm sorry, I do not know of any sister of the Wolf Mother. Perhaps you are mistaken.
Perhaps
but she
I am.
has declared you as our pack. Therefore, you are my pack.
Okay, well, that sounds good. What can I do to help you then?
My name is Salone. Salone. Even I'm getting the name wrong. Selene.
Selene. Oh, you are actually who I was looking for. Amazing. Okay.
We have actually met before, you and I.
We have?
Yes. Not yourself, but specifically you. And she points at you, Annelisse. We met on the road.
Was it you that I spoke to? I was, yes. When I just first came here, out on the main road.
On the road. Near the village with all the pikes and barricades.
Yes. I'm glad to meet you again. This is... Yes, you could have done anything you wanted to then. We were very weak, very, very hurt, and...
Things have changed
You were kind.
recently.
What has changed?
Well, my mate, Tavian, our alpha, took over less than a moon cycle ago.
And he is disrupting the peace then.
He's changed things. He wishes to expand the pack rapidly. He has no care of who joins.
That cannot be good, not for you, not for anyone here. Why is he so focused on this, do you know?
All I know is that he is a threat to the Wolf Mother. He killed my last mate.
I am so sorry.
She doesn't really seem to react too much to that. It's almost as if it was just a point of course.
Yeah.
You're getting, like, with your passive insight, you're getting the fact that it's just, yeah, it's a instinct / cultural thing between this very small group.
Well, I have two objectives currently. One of them, and she'll point to the ruby sort of gemstone. One of them is to take that stone to the place, to the fane of the mountains, to bring her back. The other objective is to find moon dust, to help those who have been affected by lycanthropy, who do not wish this life. Sounds like the ones that your mate has, perhaps gone after.
What is this lycanthropy?
I've only read the word recently that lycanthropy was, well, being a werewolf, no?
The wolf form is a gift from the Wolf Mother. Why would
But
you
if
want to
it is
cure such a thing? This is our way of life, not something to be cured.
You just said that your mate is going after anyone just to get numbers. People who have another way of life against their will. And doing this, it's going to make people hunt. Well, hunt yourself.
Do a persuasion check for me.
Disadvantage?
Yes, disadvantage.
Yeah, no. Persuasion. Well, persuasion's a plus 11. I rolled a 7. So that's an 18.
Yeah, your charm doesn't seem to fail you, even though she seems not to like the idea of you curing the werewolf condition. She does kind of like close her eyes, nod a bit. The wolf mother has chosen you. I must put my faith in you. For Tavian, he values his will above hers. This is a grave insult to the goddess. Whether it is the same goddess of which you refer, all I know is that this cannot stand. Maybe together we can convince him of his error or defeat him.
We could try. But I fear convincing. From what you've said, sounds very unlikely.
Yes. He will be back rather soon. The rest of his hunting pack.
Are there others that share your views here?
Yes, there are 3 of us here that stay behind.
And they share your views, but nobody else.
Yes, the rest of the pack follow Tavian, and I'm not sure whether I would ask the 3 I have here to stand against him or not. He is our alpha.
Looking at the mural again, like, looks like a woman, yeah, on the mural. Is there any similarities between this and like the other sister, or am I just?
Yeah, there's it is extremely familiar. So it is definitely a Fey woman, and it is like even just the mural is so similar to the one that you saw in the field, in the silo.
Yeah,
and even the position of like 2 animals either side.
Yeah. Right, I have another idea. Okay. This woman here, the mother. Perhaps she can actually change this without people getting hurt. If there is a fight, a confrontation between your mate, it won't just be him getting hurt and a couple of us. It could be everyone getting hurt. It could be very dangerous. I take that gem. I head into the mountains. I find where she is and I bring her back and help all of you. And you could come with me.
I fear that we have not enough time. I shall speak to the Wolf Mother for you if I can, and of course you can take the gem if it means that you will help us.
Of course I will help you. Are you safe here? Are you all safe here under his watch?
I'm afraid none of us are safe with Tavian in charge.
I do not think that confronting him is a good idea. I know that he is going to be back soon. But I fear it's not an option. If we take that gem, we can head to the mountains, find her. The gem itself will pull us to where we need to go. We free her, we come back here.
One thing, Annelisse, if we take the stone now, we lose the element of surprise, and we might risk having a pack of werewolves after us.
But we need the stone to go. We can't bring her back without it.
We still don't know where this Fane is.
But we need the stone to find the Fane. We already know that. We can't leave it here.
Maybe he kind of leans into you. Maybe we were drawn to the stone here, and this is quite clearly Arduin, the Wolf Mother. It's the same person, so if Arduin does want us to help these folks, he kind of looks around. Maybe we should do as she asks.
Like with the fields when we did what we could to breathe life back into the area.
Yeah.
This is maybe what removes the curse here by helping the wolves.
Exactly. I mean, it wasn't exactly obvious where the Fane was. But I totally get it if you want to take it and go. It looks like she's willing to help. I just don't want to take advantage.
Yes. Okay. We will stay here with you. We will speak with yourself, with your mate. We'll try to convince him. At least find out what his reasons are. Perhaps they are not all evil reasons. Maybe he doesn't want to do it. Do you think he will speak to us, though? Or is he likely to just try to hurt us straight away?
I'm afraid the latter is far more likely. Although
Okay.
I would like to solve this without bloodshed, I would be a liar if I told you that that isn't the most likely outcome.
When he comes back, where is he likely to go first?
Well, straight to me.
And he knows you were here, yes, in this room.
Yeah.
We sit down here with you. We are not threatening, we're not standing up, we're not got weapons out. We sit, we're peaceful. Give him the opportunity to come in and to speak. If he chooses violence first, I will do everything in my power to make sure that people are not harmed. We wait here.
Do you think we should have a plan just in case, it doesn't go well?
The plan, but if it doesn't go well, we are in a place filled with werewolves. We do not have the strength to fight an unknown number of werewolves, especially ones who may have been turned recently, and we have just literally fought against a feral one. Our plan...
I know their numbers.
How many are there?
His hunting pack, including himself, numbers at 8. Some are newer, some are weaker.
I know that silver can be rather effective.
Well, we have silver weapons.
You have silver weapons?
Yes.
Why? Is it... Oh, sorry, I just mean that's the only thing that could hurt you. Why would you have it near you?
That's why Tavian is collecting it.
Oh, smart.
His downfall will most likely be his arrogance. That's why I'm glad the Wolf Mother sent you here. He has been collecting all the silver implements, weaponry he can find.
Okay. In that case, may we borrow some silver Sorry. May we borrow some silver weapons? We can hide them on our person. We give him the opportunity. If he chooses violence and has everybody working with him also going down that way, I can use the weapons. We can both use these weapons in a way that will be non-fatal to others. The ones following him should not pay his price.
Really, even though there are a high number, he is the alpha if he is taken down.
They will cower. Okay.
They must respect the new alpha.
Well, we will get the weapons, but if it comes down to it, Solane, you should be the one to take them down at the end.
I cannot be the alpha.
Why not?
Because I am the alpha's mate. I'm the priestess of the wolf mother. It's not my place.
Well, maybe you should think about who should be alpha. We make sure that is the one who takes them out. Let's get these weapons and prepare ourselves for him to arrive.
You can go talk to Frosty. I will come with you and make sure that you're not.
Thank you.
Make sure you're not. Well, make sure that my allies are aware of your presence.
Make sure we're not eaten. That's what you're trying to say, no?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Annelisse, by the way, and she'll go out to like shake her hand as they're walking.
Selene, and she'll as she's walking back the way you came. There's a now what was like ahead of you. She walks past straight across to the other room. Inside here is this part of the cave is a storeroom, and there are silvered weapons of many different types. There are silver crossbow bolts, silver tipped arrows, there are silver daggers, there are silver swords, there are silver maces, there's silver greatswords, silver axes. And
Annelisse.
There is, sorry, one more thing. There is a load of crates that are packed against another wall opposite to the silver weapons, and barrels. And the barrels you can see are filled with meat. And if you were to go up to the meat,
Okay.
you'd see it's frozen.
Does she recognize the meat?
Do a nature check, I guess.
I rolled a 7.
Are you proficient in cooking utensils?
No.
Do you have the chef feat?
No.
No.
No. Who takes that?
It takes the chef feat.
What the hell? 17 plus 1 is 18.
Yeah, it's red meat of some
Got it.
kind. Yeah. But yeah, it's frozen, and it's like you see that kind of frozen-y kind of like, you know, that kind of mist that exudes off frozen stock. It's like you're like in a freezer. It's bizarre.
Yeah. So Lynn, how is it possible to freeze all of this food here?
Oh, Frosty does it for us. Right, Frosty? And, like, from out right next to the silver weapons that you didn't see, comes this, basically a creature that is like a gnome in size, almost like goblinoid in features, but it looks like he's completely made out of, like, icicles. And he has a screwed up little kind of ugly face. And he kind of shuffles out. He's like, yeah.
Oh,
Freeze it.
wow, that is like really impressive.
Yeah.
You were impressive.
Yeah. You tell the wolves that.
He's impressive.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I need to speak to you about this freezing thing at some point soon. But first of all, we should probably sort this situation out.
You and
So,
everyone else.
I hope they're not taking advantage of you.
Of course they're taking advantage of me.
Are they keeping you here against your will?
Yeah. I mean, I've got nowhere else to be, but...
So as soon as we
Frosty
sort
can
this...
leave at any time, but, you know, we protect him.
I see. Okay.
Can't you? You do know you can leave at any time, Frosty. Yeah, but it's dangerous out there.
So when I said that you're here against your will, you shouldn't answer well yes, because you're not here against your will.
Yeah, but they took me, and they were like, freeze all this meat. And I was like, no. And then they scared me, and I was like, okay.
Okay, so let's grab some weapons.
You can pick up pretty much anything. Like give me a weapon that you would like in silver form.
Going to take and arrows for Annelisse and for Varuk.
Yeah, you can get a quiver of silver tipped arrows.
Yep. And Varuk will take a I think a great sword. Let me just double check what weapons he has.
I think he might be able to use a great sword. But you need to get rid of his shield if he uses a great sword.
He has... Oh, no, he's got a long sword currently.
Yeah.
So is there like a long sword he can take?
Yeah.
Yep. Long sword. I'll take a silver dagger.
A silver dagger.
Yeah. I want to take the mic, you know.
I'm gonna take this and this and this. Oh, this one's pretty.
I just start looking at the mace. Be like, do you think Kalina would like a mace?
Yeah, sure. Put it in the bag of holding.
Okay, I'm gonna put it in the bag of holding, like when we see her, because you know, like a mace is a good thing to have. Okay, that should be fine. Right. I need to clarify something with you, Sloan. Silver weapons. If I were to injure the alpha with a silver weapon, or anyone with a silver weapon, what effect does it actually have? I don't want to kill those that should not be killed, basically.
That's a hard thing to say. You won't instantly kill a werewolf just by attacking it with silver, but it's far more effective than steel.
Got it. That's all I wanted to check. I don't want to, like, you know, fight something out the way and, I don't know, stab them and then they just die. That's not what I want. Okay. Right, let's head back and we will try using our words first.
As you say that, Varuk's like still like looking at all the silver weapons and he's being watched by Frosty, like giving him the evils. She's just like looking at him, just like putting the weapon back, putting the weapons back, picking up the next one, looking.
Varuk, if you see anything else you want, you should grab it.
He looks at the little creature. No, I think this is fine. The sword and the arrows will be just fine. It's all good.
Yes, I think that will be fine. Okay, let's head back, and I'm just going to sheath them. So what she does is she puts because she's got her quiver on, and she replaces the arrows in there with the silver tipped ones, with the tips down, so it's not obvious that silver tipped arrows on her. And she hides the dagger in her thigh garter into the sheath, and then she puts the mace in the bag of holding, sort of thing.
Okay.
And she just be like, you should here, your other sword, you put it in the bag of holding, and then that sword, put it in that sheath, because then it's not obvious that it's silver. We're not as threatening at the start.
Yeah, okay, good idea.
Okay, let's go.
So you head back out into the chamber. In the chamber, there is 2 werewolves with kind of whitish fur, standing next to Selene, who's still in a human form. And as you're as you come through, you hear a howl from outside as another werewolf comes bounding in. Kind of does a double take at you, but looks at Selene, and the hunting party's on its way. And I think with that, we'll take a little break. Thank you very much for joining us, everyone. So far, we're going to take a 5-10 minute break, and we'll be back to see what happens when the werewolf hunting party returns to the cave. Okay,
Woo.
see you soon, everyone. Welcome back. Before the break, Annelisse and Varuk entered Wolf's Head Peak. Words are just escaping me today. It's just taking a little bit longer. Wolf's Head Peak, and met up.
Wolf's Head
Peak, and they met up with Selena. Oh my god! Oh wow.
Sorry, they met up with Selene.
Selena. Selene. There's no A. Oh my god. Who is a priestess of someone she refers to as the Wolf Mother. You and Varuk are pretty convinced that it is Arduin, though, that they are worshipping because of a mural, and there is a ruby in the eye of the mural of Arduin that you are also pretty convinced is the heart of the mountain. You're also informed that Tavian, the new alpha of the werewolf pack, does not seem to care much, or so she says anyway. Says that his actions aren't in line with what the Wolf Mothers are. He has been going out and recruiting people that don't need to be recruited, and he wants to basically infect as many people as possible in Steimhorod. So you got some silvered weapons, and you entered the chamber once again. You have 3 werewolves stood there with you. One of them, the sentry, just came running back and announced that the pack is on its way. Is there anything else you'd like to do at this point?
Annelisse is going to she's going to stand there. She's going to kind of look around at all the werewolves and listening to the howling outside. And she's going to be like, well, I have regrets, but I'm here now. Let's just do this. And she's just going to, make sure our weapons are away and just sit there and wait.
Okay, you're just going to sit by the fire.
Going to sit there by the fire, kind of close to Selene.
Okay, so Varuk's looking quite tense, but he will just sit there with you unless you want him to be elsewhere.
No, I can sit.
Okay. So as you wait, eventually you hear the pounding of hooves. Oh, it's been it
Shit,
must
I
be
thought it was wolves.
No, it's not hooves. What am I even trying to say? The pounding of paws on stone. What a sentence. As you hear the kind of chitters and snarls of the wolf pack as they enter the larger chamber at which you sit, you see 4 werewolves of black fur come bounding in. One of them, there's 3 that kind of come up behind that are a lot smaller, a lot weaker looking, very scraggly. They still have items of clothing on, and then coming up behind and coming up to the front of the group, a very large male werewolf. He actually does have clothing on as well, but it's not ripped and torn. It is just a jacket, and he carries a sword as well. As he runs into the room, stops, and you can see him look to the other lighter furred werewolves, kind of just like sat in place. He kind of looks at you, and then Varuk, and at Selene. What is this then?
Oh, well, hello.
Varuk just looks at you. Hello?
I don't know what to say. Well, my name is Annelisse. This here is Varuk. And,
he starts stalking up to where you're sat, and his pack starts encircling the room.
Well, we are here to speak to yourself, actually. I hear you are the alpha.
Yes, I am.
Great.
I'm going to give you to the count of 5 to tell me why you're here. And then I'm going to kill you. 1, 2.
Well, we tried it.
He draws his sword.
She gets up onto her feet.
3.
And nudges Fruit to do the same.
Oh, Fruit gets up.
I don't deal with deadlines very well. And she takes out her weapons as well.
4.
Do I have to wait till 5 or?
You got 5. Okay, roll initiative.
Yeah. That wasn't gonna happen. Okay. Oh, do I have disadvantage on initiative rolls? Oh no, it's not. Well, it's not an ability, is it? So.
Yeah, it's a dexterity roll, so technically you would.
Okay.
It's a weird one to have disadvantage on, right enough.
Yeah.
Right, let me just sort this out. Do you have roll 20 up?
Yes, I can jump on it just a second.
Right, let me just sort all this out so everyone's in the right place.
I'm trying to get Brooke sorted. Oh dear, we are shit. Okay, so we have roll 20. Let me see. I'm going to open it up. I have roll 20 open.
Okay.
It's there. You can see it.
So I'm gonna sort this map out, and
the black square.
I'm gonna sort it out for the stream as well in a second.
Cool. Yeah. So Annelisse is just going to she jumps up and definitely sort of takes a few steps back, kind of positioning herself a little bit, regretting most of her choices up to this moment. She makes sure she has her weapons there, including her loot, because she's a bard, so that's the only weapon.
Of course.
Yeah.
Let me just do this so they're all
It's okay.
even out. Sweet. Okay, I'm gonna change this over for the stream.
Okay.
That looks right to me. Okay. Fantastic. Right, I'm gonna move you over there now. Have you got it?
Oh, sorry. Oh, yes, I see. Let me just... How do I move around on this? It's been so long since I've used Roll20. I do not remember how to do it.
It's literally just click and move, click and drag.
There we go. Cool.
Yep.
Awesome. Sorted. I'm there.
Fantastic.
Which one is the alpha?
So the alpha is orange here.
Okay. Got it, yeah.
I'm actually going to move this over a little bit so stream can see it. Open up the map a little bit more so we're a lot more centered. There we go, that's way better. Spot on. Right, I want initiatives from everyone.
Right, Annelisse is 11 and Varuk is 7.
11 and 7.
You might just want to move the Google voice thingy over a bit. So it's cutting off all the words.
Oh, I must have accidentally touched that.
Give it a nudge.
Go. Right, so let's do a mass initiative here. Ah, it's ended up in roll 20. Okay. And then the other werewolves. Let's move this over here. There we go. That's easier. Okay. And then the smaller werewolves. Okay. Okay, so bad news for you. The werewolf pack is going first.
Great.
So, oh, actually, I should probably roll a separate initiative for Tavian. There we go. Yeah, he's still going first. He has his own initiative. Okay, so Tavian, since you were challenging him, Tavian is just going to use his movement to jump up next to you, Annelisse, and he is going to try to bite you. That is a 17 to hit, Annelisse.
I'm going to cutting words in.
Okay.
Just a bit. Seriously, I've received more witty banter from a zombie.
Okay, roll your inspiration die.
Rolled a 6.
Take
So
it down to
17
11.
minus 6 down to 11. That means he misses.
He misses. With his second attack, he's going to attack you with his sword. That's a 14 to hit.
Oh, that's a miss.
It's a miss. Misses both his attacks. Werewolf number 2. I'm just going to put 2 in here. He's going to struggle to get up. Let's see what to do. Oh. What's the speed of these chappies? Speed is only 30 feet. So he's going to stay there. You can't actually get to Brooke. Werewolf. He's going to use his action to dash up to here. Werewolf. Well, he wouldn't have been Werewolf 2, he'd be Werewolf 1, wouldn't he? Then Werewolf number 2. He's probably going to do the same thing.
Sorry, so that was number 2 that moved first.
Sorry,
yeah?
no, it's number 1 because I said number 2 because Tavian, then Werewolf 1.
It.
Now
so,
it's Werewolf 2.
Red 1.
You should be you should be able to see on the battle map here.
Oh, see their colors, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that it's red 1, red 2.
Yeah, well, but because you shouldn't need to number them because you have them on the the thing. Then this one, number 3, is going to do a dash up to here. This red is going to get into contact with this one. Okay, Annelisse, it's your turn.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
So currently, all the larger werewolves have advanced on where you and the werewolves that are apparently on your side are, and Selene, who doesn't seem to be mobilizing at all. She's still sitting cross-legged.
Cool. So I'm just trying to find the spot. Right, okay, so Annelisse is going to Misty Step. Oh, Oh, I can't select her. So she's going to miss a step. I'll just ping where she's going. Let me see.
Why can't you select it? Can you not? I
know.
thought you moved her before.
No, I've not moved her at all.
Oh no.
15.
Right, okay,
No, 15 here. So 2. I think I've just lost.
I have it. Yeah.
Two there.
It's fine. I can't see the ping. I'm just going to make sure because it's
okay.
going to be way too much for me to think about if I've got to do all your tokens as well. So
yeah.
Let me see. I selected all players. Maybe they've changed it in Roll20.
Maybe.
Let's see. Edit. In player's journal. Is she in your journal?
Yes.
So you should be able to move her.
I can't move her.
That's so weird. What about Varuk? Can you move Varuk?
No, I can't move anything.
Okay. Stand by, everyone, while we do some...
Actually, let me try something. If I do this, there we go. So there's now a second token. It's because I need to put her on because you already put her on.
Right, okay.
So if you delete her,
yep.
You'll need to store a token. Sorry, I need access to Varuk. I don't have Varuk in my journal, but that's fine. I'll move her anyway. So just gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, so she misty steps over so that she is 30 foot away from where she was before, and she's just misty stepping sort of like down so that she's got that sort of rocky stuff behind her. And she takes out her crossbow and she aims right for the alpha, and she's going to shoot her crossbow at the alpha.
Sure, roll an attack.
Right. Actions. Crossbow is 6. 10 plus 6 is 16 to hit.
16 hits.
Nice. 7, 8, 9, 10 points of damage with the silver arrow.
Okay. As you let off your arrow right into Tavian, it goes right into his shoulder, and he just kind of like sniffs at it and snarls at you. Now across the room from where he is. What was the damage again on that? Sorry.
10 points of damage, 10. Piercing. Okay. And then what she's going to do is she's going to move. She's going to move another 5, 10, 15 feet. Still going south, so she's just moving herself a little bit further away. Actually, no, fuck it. She's going to do another 5, 10, 15. There we go. So she's moved like as far away as she possibly can from some of them, just so that she's not getting surrounded again. And that's the end of her turn.
Okay, it's now Varuk's turn. So you should be able to, if you can drag Varuk on there, you should be able to move him the same you did Annelisse now.
Yep, got him. Okay. Yeah. So Varuk is going to go right up to the big bad guy, to the alpha, and he's going to use his sword.
So the alpha is this chap here.
Oh, sorry, I thought he was the other one. Okay, sorry. So yeah, he's going to go up to him then, and he's going to use his sword. So he moves to the bad guy, and he takes out the silver long sword. Oh, this wall's not good. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 to hit.
15 hits.
Nice. He's got a shield up, so he can only do one-handed. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6 points of damage with the sword.
Nice.
He's then going to extra attack. I rolled an 18 that time, plus the thing, so I assume that hits. And
yes.
Then 4, 5, 6, 7, another 7 points of damage. Let me just double check, make sure I don't have anything else I need to know on his sheet. Oh, well, he has advantage on initiative rolls. I didn't realize that. Yeah. I need to remember this.
Yes, read your abilities.
Martial roll, he is defender, second wind. I'm just double checking, just making sure I've not forgotten anything. The warrior imposes disadvantage, may attack roll a creature within 5 feet of his. Okay, that is the end of his turn.
Okay. Up next are all your allies. So we'll go clockwise, and they're just going to make a series of attacks. So this will be a little bit grindy, everybody. Sorry. So the werewolves are currently clawing and biting each other. That's nice. 2, 4. That's werewolf number 1. No, it's not. It's number 2. That's number 1. There we go. 1. So that took that damage. Next one is going to bite and claw. Misses. And the last one is going to bite and claw. Okay, so that bottom left bad werewolf or black werewolf seems to have taken a bit of damage.
Sorry, the purple one.
Bottom right, sorry.
The
I said
yellow
bottom.
one.
I said bottom left. I meant bottom right.
The yellow one.
No, he's doing damage to the black black
Red
one.
one. I don't see a black one.
Okay, so because we've got audio listeners, like the color of the werewolves is black.
Oh, sorry.
The colors on the virtual tabletop are for your benefit.
Right, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because all the tokens are the same, basically.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Now it's these smaller werewolves' turns, and they're going to. Their speed is 30 as well. So this one's going to move around here. Come after you, Annelisse. Yep, it can get up to you. And then it's going to take a bite at you, Annelisse. The smaller werewolf with a load of clothing that you actually recognize as like the wildling clothes that you've seen on the wildlings around. It misses with its bite, and then it's going to then take out a dagger and try and hit you with a dagger. It's a 15 to hit, Annelisse.
Actually is going to react to that using protective dragon wings.
Nice.
So she is going to react to that, basically. And this is sparked once the attack takes place. So these sort of spiral wings come out and just shield her from it. Basically, mechanically, it ups her A3 by 3.
Nice.
She's like, oh no, I do not think so. And then these wings come out and just block that attack.
Yeah, you see this scraggly werewolf looking pretty taken aback by this. That's its turn.
You remember that.
Yeah, his mate is going to come around here like this, around the same thing, and he's gonna dash to get up to you. He can't attack though because he uses his action to dash. This one is going to just attack this friendly werewolf right at the top, near where all the action is going on by the fire. So we've got one friendly werewolf with two werewolves on them, and he's going to do bite and sword. They both hit. So he's taking some damage. And then it's Tavian at the top of the round. Tavian's going to retaliate against Varuk. With his multi-attack, he's going to bite Varuk. That's a 23 to hit Varuk.
Sorry, I got so many. I'm trying to get these all up at the same time. Where is Varuk? What was that to hit, sorry?
23.
23, yeah, that hits.
Okay, he takes 8 piercing damage as Tavian bites down on Varuk's neck. And I want him to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Yep.
This is where his con is going to come
in. Right. Oh, that was a nat 20.
Nat 20, okay.
Plus his con modifier, which is a 2, so 22.
22, lucky bastard.
So yeah, con saving throw. Sorry, yeah. Let's write that.
So no, it's got.
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. I know it's a little bit clunky. Yeah, there's a mistake on his sheet. His con should be +5. Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. We'll sort it out.
That's why I was like looking. I was like, there's something wrong here. Yeah, his con doesn't have the proficiency added to it, so it should be +5. That's why.
Yeah.
Cool. 25.
Then he's going to attack him with his sword. There's a 14 and misses, as Tavian is trying to take down Varuk with all ferocity. Varuk's not going to be in a good position here, though, as another werewolf comes up to come and get him and is gonna try and bite him for an 18, which I think misses, does it?
That misses, yeah.
Misses.
Yeah.
Then claws at him, which again misses. These werewolves are all in combat with other werewolves. I'm just gonna run through this quick. We go bite, claws, bite, bite, and claws. There we go. Sorry, the people listening, the beeping is from Roll20. As all my rolls are coming from Roll20 because I don't want to roll these all manually because it'll take me forever. Okay, Annelisse, it's your turn. You have two of these smaller werewolves right in front of you.
Yeah, I see them. Do I just do something stupid instead? I could just do something stupid. I am going to ignore the two werewolves in front of me.
Okay, yep.
I don't really care about them, to be honest. And I'm going to do something else. I'm just trying to read rules at the same time. I just need to double check.
Take your time.
So it's see within range. Yeah, let's
Shenanigans.
Yeah, let's do some shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Ha. Let's cast some nefarious mischief.
You like that I put that on there for you?
Love it. I love it.
I knew you
so
were gonna
much.
I knew you were gonna need that. So for audio listeners, I've put quite a beautiful area of effect piece of a token onto the VTT for Robin just to drag out.
I just love it. It's just so cool. I'm gonna just.
I'll tell you what I can do is I can just move it to the back.
Yeah,
so
move it to the back layer. Yeah. Okay, so I have cast. Oh, I thought I got him. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so Annelisse takes out your lute and she's like, you know, I think it's time for a little bit of fun. You all need to lighten up a bit. And she casts Nefarious Mischief as this beautiful, colorful, butterfly-filled, apparently, spiral illusion covers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wait, no, stop, no. Which rules are on my side?
It's okay. So the ones with the yellow dots are the ones on your side.
Oh no! I need to cancel that. I didn't realize that. Oh no.
So
okay.
They're all in combat with each other.
They're all. Oh no. Instead, okay, do you know what? No, I'm going to move it and I'm going to get the two in front of me. Screw it.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm trying to get the two in front of me without getting me.
That's fine. That's totally cool.
I don't really need to go into the effects. So we're going to just play with the two in front of me instead.
Sure.
So let's roll a d4. What are we thinking, everyone? What's it going to be? We're going to be charming them and they're going to be laughing. It's a mystery. I rolled a 2. I don't remember what 2 is. Let's see. Oh, bouquets of flower appear all around, and each creature in the cube must succeed in a dexterity saving throw or be blinded until the start of your next turn as the flowers spray water in their faces.
Okay, well, they rolled... The first one rolled a natural 1, and the next one rolled a 2. So they both fail.
Yeah, that's a fail. Yeah. So... they are now both blinded until their next turn. Okay. As flowers start to appear and start spraying water in their faces.
Nice, like little clown daisies spraying water.
I love this. This is so much fun. And see, no one's really getting hurt.
As you can see, these two scraggly looking werewolves just getting sprayed in the face with water. They're...
Okay, well, you know what, guys? While you're doing that, she's now going to try and move away from them. Okay. Actually, no, she's not. No, she's going to stay there. No, she's good. That's the end of her turn.
Anything else?
No, that's the end of her turn.
Okay, Varuk's up.
Oh, yeah. Farouk. Okay, so Farouk is going to he is going to continue to fight the big boss guy with his sword. So Farouk takes out his, I don't know why I'm looking at it. I know what the attack is. So it's +6. I rolled a 10. 10 plus 6, 16.
That hits him.
D8, which I rolled 2, +3 is 5 points of damage, please.
5.
Extra attack. I rolled a 13 plus 6, so 19.
That hits.
For another 5 points of damage. And that is the end of his turn.
Okay. Now we have all of your friends. Again, I'm just going to rattle through these clockwise. They're pretty much all fighting other werewolves.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be bite, claws. Bite, claws. Bite, claws. Just to keep things super simple. And yeah, you can kind of hear the snarling and foaming and there's kind of fur flying everywhere. And you see the what's really cool as well, that there is a fire. But let's say the fire is like where Salone is in the map, and it's kind of casting these shadows on the wall of, like, you know, all these wolf creatures attacking each other and howling. Next up is the small ones. One of them is just going to attack the werewolf, the good werewolf. That it is fighting with a bite and a short sword attack. Okay, now the ones next to you, Annelisse, they are both blinded.
They are both blinded until the end. Oh, actually, is it until the end of my next turn or their next turn? I think it's their next turn.
Oh yeah, have a read of it. Regardless, they're going to be blinded as they attack you.
Until the start of my next turn.
Okay, so the first one's going to use its first attack. Misses. Uses its second attack. It's a natural 1 on disadvantage. Second one is going to use its first attack. Well, that's an 18 with disadvantage.
Okay.
Okay, you
Wait,
take...
no. Concentrating, I just remembered that. She's gonna spiral wings again. No, 18. Sorry. I am paying attention. Yeah, it's fine to take it.
Okay, you take 5 piercing damage, and I want you to make a Constitution saving throw. With... Oh wait, no, it's not with disadvantage. Not with disadvantage. Okay. That's like third level exhaustion. You have to do that.
I rolled a 14 plus 3 is 17.
Well done. A second attack against you. That's a 17 with disadvantage.
She's gonna wings.
Wings pop out. Do they pop out your back?
Let's say yeah.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I imagine that you could have them like pop out of your back, or like if you're like a wyvern or something like that, they like come out of your arms.
They look like, so for her ones, they are they're basically, they don't look like actual real wings. They almost look sort of fey-like, see-through, almost like this sort of spectral type of light coming out in the form of wings, and then they just kind of fade off. Nice.
So at the end of that, then it's going to be Tavian's turn. Tavian's gonna rinse and repeat, and he really wants to sink his teeth into Varuk. It's a 16.
Miss.
And he's going to claw him with a 15, which also misses. And then he's got his werewolf buddy next to him that's also going to do the same thing. Misses with a bite. Comes out with his claws. An 18 to hit Varuk with his claws. Misses. Varuk's a tank. And now we've got the rest of these werewolves. I'm just going to do bite claws real quick on all of them who are fighting their brethren. That's a couple of hits. Okay, let me just write that down. Okay. So that brings us to Annelisse.
Okay, so the two werewolves in front of me, they can now see again. But I am now going to roll on the table again. So let me just double check. Where is it? And if there's mischief, let's roll a d4. What's it gonna be this time? That's a 2 again. Okay, dexterity saving throws, please.
Dexterity saving throws for the little werewolves.
Yep.
They're not little. They're little compared to everyone else. They're not like baby werewolves or anything. So the first one rolls a 12. The next one rolls a 21.
So the one with the 12 fails. That one is
Uh-huh.
blinded. The one with the 21 succeeds.
Succeeds. Okay.
Now, main actions. So she is going to. Which one? Oh, never mind. I can see it. So basically, I'll just tell you what I want to do.
Sure.
I want to shoot the alpha with my bow.
Yeah.
Will I need to move away from the Nefarious Mischief to do that?
No.
Because it's not obscured terrain or anything. It's the molasses one that's because
Yeah.
it literally specifies if it's obscured or not.
Yeah. So, no, you got line of sight.
I am going to shoot at the alpha.
Yeah.
With my crossbow. Crossbow is a +6 to hit. Let's see. I rolled a 3, so that's probably not going to hit. So that's a 9.
9 misses. I'm sorry.
That's okay. And that's all she's gonna do.
Well, that's unfortunate. And Varuk is up.
Rook's gonna hit him with his sword.
Yeah.
Okay, so first attack, I rolled a 3. +6 is 9. We know that misses. Okay.
That misses, yeah.
Extra attack. I rolled a 6. +6 is 12.
That just hits.
Just hits.
That
Cool.
just hits.
2 for 5 points of damage.
5 points.
That's the end of his turn.
End of his turn, right. We have the good werewolves up next. And they're going to just continue their onslaught. Okay, then we have the little small ones. The first one up there that is in the fray is going to attack the good werewolf.
Stop
up there.
saying little small ones because I'm thinking
Okay,
of puppies.
they're sorry. They're not babies. They're literally like scraggly, like really
Okay.
ugly looking
Right,
werewolves
got
compared
it,
to the others
got
that
it.
look really healthy. These ones are like scraggly. They have like old like warm clothes on them.
Got it.
Okay, so the blinded one next to you, Annelisse, is going to try to bite you. Misses. Then it's going to try and stab you with a short sword. That's an 11, which misses.
Yeah.
The one that isn't blinded is going to attack you with a bite. Comes at you, 22 to hit Annelisse.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Yeah, you take 6 piercing damage, and I want you to make a con save, please.
No, I rolled an 8. +3 is 11. Am I okay?
Yes, you are okay. You are just okay. Just okay. Its second attack with its dagger. That's a 21 to hit for 3 piercing damage.
Yeah.
As this one starts giving you some problems, Annelisse, this one in front of you.
Okay. Oop. Oh, damn it. I rolled a 4. +3 is 7.
Wait, what?
Well, I just took damage again.
For your concentration?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it works, right?
Sorry, to be honest, I forgot about that. You're rolling Constitution for something else. But yes, please make Constitution checks to keep your Nefarious Mischief up as well.
Oh,
You were
right.
you were bitten by a werewolf. That's why you were making the con save.
Oh, okay. Well,
Sorry, I
it's
forgot
gone
about
because I just rolled the dice anyway, so it's gone.
That's fine. It's gone.
Yeah.
But if it had time to go, then that was the way to do it. Was after they had all been. Okay, so after that, it's top of the round again with Tavian. So Tavian's going to, he's going to keep doing the same thing. This is rinse and repeat. Rolls a natural 1. Do you want just to delete it?
Go for it. Yeah, I don't know how to delete it. I was just moving out the way.
As Nefarious Mischief starts gliding out of the cave, just nonchalant, just Homer Simpsoning out of the cave there. 16 misses. Oh, Varuk is a tank. The werewolves are up next. Rolls a 6 for a bite. And that's a 9 for claws. Doesn't manage it. And then we're going to go all the way around the houses again. 22. Okay, so this this top one. So one of the werewolves on your side is actually bloodied now.
Okay.
Okay. It's now your turn, Annelisse.
Okay. So see that one that's bloodied? Can I like see how hurt that is?
Yeah, I would say so. I'd say
She's in our sight.
these like
Okay.
obstacles like in front of you, they're like chest height.
Oh, okay, it's fine. It's gonna be like, hey, hang in there. You're going to be fine. We've got this. And she's going to cast Healing Word.
Healing Word. On
the werewolf that is bloodied.
Yeah, so roll some healing.
Word is 1d4 plus 5. 8 points of healing.
8 points of healing. That takes it just above being bloodied again.
Nice. Then she's still got her crossbow and she's just going to aim for the leader again. Kind of feeling a bit more ferocious now.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay, 12 plus 6 is 18 to hit.
18 hits.
7, 8, 9, 10 points of damage.
Oof, nice. He's still looking beefy, not quite bloodied yet.
No, that's fine. And that is all she can do. That's her.
Okay.
That's all she will be doing. Sorry.
Yeah, Varuk's up.
Varuk is going to be taking out his big sword again. He's not taking it out. I always say he's taking it out. He's not actually sheathing it, like, between each round.
He's taking it out. He has to put it down. Oh, I'm still fighting. And he takes it out again.
Still fighting. That would be odd.
I thought I was done.
What number is that? It's 14. The 14 is really difficult to read in this dice. So 14 plus 6 to hit.
Yeah.
And that is 7 points of damage, please. Extra attack. 12 to hit.
12 just hits.
Oh, really? That is 6, 7, 8, 9 points of damage.
Oh, nice.
And that's the end of his turn.
So he's now looking bloodied. Below half health is what we tend to use the term bloodied for if this is the first time you've seen Robin and I play D&D. Usually an indication that they're looking rough instead of the player always being like, how's it looking? How's it looking? How's it looking?
Yeah.
It's usually a way of getting around that. So after Varuk, it's all the good werewolves, and they're just going to do a round of biting claws. Ooh, nice. Biting claws. That wasn't so good. So this thing here is definitely bloodied. So one of the smaller werewolves is having a hard time, even though they are kind of surrounding one of your allied werewolves. It is now the small one's turn. That one's going to retaliate. The biting claws doing that. And now it's the ones next to you. So this one is not blinded now.
No, sorry, not blinded now.
It's going to move up. They can't get either side of you yet, but it is going to take a bite at you for a 19, Annelisse.
That hits.
You take 3 piercing damage,
Um,
and I want you to make a Constitution saving throw.
okay.
And this one is against a werewolf bite.
You don't have to spell it out. I know what's happening. We're gonna really need that moon dust soon, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah. That's a total of 8.
8. As this werewolf bites into you, its kind of rabid look in its eye, it bites onto your arm, and you feel the pain shoot from your arm all the way up into your shoulder and right across your chest where your heart is, as if something's like seeping into your veins as it bites at you, and then it's going to try and stab you with a short sword for a 20 to hit.
Yep.
You take 5 piercing damage as it comes to stab you.
Cool.
Cool. It's the next one's turn.
Cool.
Is also going to bite at you. That rolls a 6 though. To hit. So at the top of the round is Tavian. Tavian is going to bark at this werewolf. The werewolf that is also fighting Varuk. And it stares at this werewolf and kind of makes the werewolf kind of like retreat into itself a bit, as if to say, okay, this is my challenge, because he's looking hurt, but he's trying to hide it. And then he's going to determinedly attack Varuk. 16. Varuk is like standing his ground very well. Comes out with a claw attack. 21 to hit with a claw.
Cutting words.
Cutting words. Okay.
I go to Annelisse is gonna be like, hey, are you ready to fail like your father's condom?
Oh jeez.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Roll your d8.
I'm not sorry. I rolled an 8. I only needed to roll 2, but I rolled an 8.
Nice. That rolls it down to a 13.
Which is a miss.
It is a miss. The other one is actually going to move away, so Varuk will actually get a attack of opportunity on the other werewolf if he
Nice.
so wishes.
So you'll attack with a sword. That's a natural 20.
Natural 20, nice.
That's a natural 20.
Yeah,
You can't
roll
see
your
it, but
damage,
believe me.
double it.
So double the dice, yeah.
Yes.
So 8. I'm 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
18. Yeah, that'll in one hit. He's taken one hit, and that bloodies this other vampire. So as
Did you just say vampire?
Words today. I'm so sorry. Whatever is going on with my brain. I think it's fried because of the heat wave in England currently. But yeah, for whatever reason, the words aren't connecting. A great thing to happen to a storyteller, right? Absolutely
You're
great
doing
thing.
great there, buddy.
Yeah,
You're doing great.
Yeah, so as the alpha looks at him and with his eyes tells him to back off, he like scarpers away, and Varuk sees his opportunity and slashes at him, and he's like, "Argh!" as he retreats down, not looking good at all. As this kind of cool, as this happens, the other werewolves are actually going to stand down away from the ones that are currently fighting the other werewolves, the good werewolves.
Mm-hmm.
So that takes us to Annelisse.
Okay. Annelisse. Annelisse is going to use her crossbow again, and she's just going to keep aiming for the big guy. Screw it.
Sure.
Or should I try something else?
I will
Yeah,
say the smaller, more kind of rabbity werewolves that are in combat with you do not look like they got the hint from their boss like the others did.
It's fine. I can get away from them. Annelisse is going to... I want to do something else other than the crossbow.
Sure.
But I don't know how I don't know how effective fire would be, basically. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Are you asking me,
No,
the GM,
no.
whether... Well, I mean, I can make you do a check or something, but...
I'm going to use Firebolt.
Okay.
And I'm going to Firebolt him. So really, fire hurts everything, right?
Yeah, sure.
I rolled an 18 plus 3 to hit.
That hits.
That's 19 points of fire damage.
19 points of fire damage.
I rolled a 9 and a 10. I was like, yes.
That's fucking awesome. So, 7. Mathematics. Okay, so you fire out this, and this like firebolt slams into Tavian's back, as he's now looking, very bloody, but still standing tall over Varuk, just death in his eyes, just staring down Varuk, who is currently in just tank mode, just like shield in front, just being like, come at me.
And then she's going to Misty Step away from these guys.
Yeah.
So
Good
5,
move.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So she is moving up towards the other werewolves, but the ones that clearly got the hint.
Yes.
And now that she's moved up, she's then going to use some movement to move another 5 feet up as well.
Okay.
And that's going to be the end of her turn.
Nice.
That would have used a spell slot that time. That's her.
That takes us to Varuk.
Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to find Misty Step. Is it second level? Second level. I got it once with one of my feet. So that's how I used it last time. So I was trying to remember that. Yeah. Okay, so Varuk is going to hit him with this big sword. That is a 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 to hit.
14 hits.
Where's my dice? There. Ooh, 8, 9, 10, 11 points damage.
11.
Then extra attack. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 to hit.
14 hits.
And then that's 2, 3, 4, 5 points of damage.
5.
That's the end of his turn.
Okay. That takes us to the smaller werewolves. This one's stupid. It's going to keep attacking the werewolf it was already attacking, the one at the top.
Stupid werewolf.
The one at the north side of the cave. So this one that you can see that's closest to you now, Annelisse, is just still attacking one of the werewolves.
Okay.
The two that you misty stepped away from are going to look very confused because they're going to be looking around and they're going to just try and make their way back over to you.
Come on.
And then it's just, so they're just going to dash right up next to you. This one's probably not going to make it. So one of them gets right in your face, the other one can't, as they're like chasing after you. Bloodthirsty look in their eyes. It's now Tavian's turn, and he's not letting up on Varuk, and Tavian is rolling very poorly. Claw attack, 7 misses. As Varuk is just like finally doing the just the best thing a sidekick can do for a solo D&D player, just being the absolute tank and taking everything, no problem whatsoever. Everyone else is standing it down, apart from this one werewolf that's going to kick this small one's ass right now. Oh, and it rolled well. It rolled a natural 20. Oh, actually, okay. So the werewolf that stood down, and then the small werewolf came up, and I tried to have a go at it. It just like brings its hand up and just pins it to the ground and just bites into its throat, knocking it unconscious. Just to put a full stop on that. Annelisse, it's your turn.
Annelisse will take out her crossbow and she will aim it right for the alpha again, and she's just gonna try her hardest.
She's just gonna try her hardest.
Just gonna try her hardest.
She's just gonna try her hardest.
It's 14 to hit.
14 hits.
Ten points of damage.
How do you want to take out the alpha?
Oh
Annelisse?
Shit!
You can shout non-lethal if you want, but it's up to you. That is in the rules that you're allowed to say lethally or not.
Oh my god, I don't know. I don't want to do it lethally. No, she's non-lethally. She's going to do this. She just wants to knock him out cold.
Okay.
So yeah.
So as
non-lethally.
Yeah, it was an arrow, wasn't it, from a bow?
Yeah.
Yeah, as you release.
Aiming for his shoulder.
Yeah, as you release this arrow, he looks absolutely exhausted, just like pounding on Varuk's shield, as Varuk is just being like a little like armored tortoise, just like in a little hunch, as his werewolf is just smashing down on his shield, and he's out of the exhaustion, and then taking a flame firebolt to the back, and then finally a bolt to the shoulder. He falls to the ground, unconscious, still breathing, and all the wolves, kind of werewolves, stop what they're doing, even the smaller ones, to kind of look to see what has happened. And I think that's a good place to end the session there. After that combat, so we can come back.
Shit, am I now alpha?
Well, you said non-lethally, so we're gonna have to see what they think about it. If he's not gone, we shall see. We shall see. Thank you very much for joining us, everyone. Make sure you catch us next week. We are definitely, so let's get this right. We're definitely back on Sunday next week, right, Robin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just double check the dates, just in case. Yeah. Next Sunday's the 21st. So yeah, then we're back to normal.
Fantastic. So yeah, come. Make sure you join us on Sunday. We're going to be continuing this campaign. If you want to catch up, all the sessions that we've done so far are available on YouTube and all the podcast platforms as well, if you want to listen to it on audio. Other than that, make sure you come and join us for video game streaming, for just chatting. We do a lot of chatting about LARP. If you haven't already, go check out our podcast. It's on YouTube and Spotify and Apple. We do a lot of talking about D&D and live action roleplay as well, so if you're into that, make sure you come and jump in the Discord community as well. It's starting to grow, and we've got a real good bunch of people in there as well. Right, let's go for a raid, shall we?
I think so. That sounds like a good idea. Okay, so we don't have much on today, but we do have critical misses. So critical misses are currently doing their talk show. So they're both having a chat, and they're having an interview with a gentleman known as VJ Harris. And they are currently they're having a chat. They're having a chat about characters, background, and so on at the minute. So we can jump along, give them a little raid.
Fantastic. I'll send you all over to Critical Misses. Make sure you give them some to have and to roll love from us. But for now, I'm going to say goodbye.
See you later. Bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.